Today we're going to be taking a look at another first aid kit, another one from Outer Banks. Alright, so you know, I'm all about first aid kits, right? And I saw this one, and it was $11.99 at Ross. Honestly, I think Ross is a great place to find first aid kits. They have a lot of choices usually, when they do have choices. I've been looking at this one for a while. It was out. They got it back in, so I had to pick it up. Basically, it says, okay, so you got your Outer Banks first aid kit, 150 pieces. It says here, good for home, car, camping, and hiking. And so I'm like, you know what? I gotta pick this one up. And a couple reasons why I want this design here is because, one, the hard case, right? I want something with a hard case that I can use in a 72-hour bag, go bag, bug out bag, whatever you want to call it, right? But I want something I can put into my backpack that I can compartmentalize stuff. So it's just like, you know, if this is a kit and this is a kit, and then, you know, so then they're packed away nicely in your backpack, stacked up, so you know exactly what you need. And another reason, like, you see how this one here, right? And this one is fine, but you see, it's a soft canvas. And this one is also by Outer Banks. But see, it's a soft canvas. Anything here can get crushed in your bag. It can still get crushed, but this provides more protection, less likely to crush. So we're going to see what we got in here. We're going to see how much room we have, and then I'm going to basically upgrade it so that way I can put it in my kit and maybe keep it in the car or something like that. But I want something that I can use in a backpack so that I will have the ability to compartmentalize my kit and keep it. So, all right. Now, so first thing you know, notice, all right, so it does have these locking latches, right? And so you can put a lock on here. So if you don't want it to open up, or you can put like maybe you can probably find a carabiner that'll fit in there, something that you can secure it. You use zip ties like came on it, but then you got to cut it to open it up. So something that you can like lock it down so it doesn't open up. But I like that ability that you can lock it down. It does have a sticker on here of everything that's in it. We're gonna go through it. So, so we look at it. So it does have these dividers here. So it has 3 dividers. One long one, 2 long ones, and 1 short one. And so let's see here. So this is like all of your like ointments and stuff. You got a small roll of tape. You've got some nitrile gloves. You've got 5 Q-tips, good for applicating, putting things. You got one of these horrible plastic. We'll replace that with real metal ones. You've got a couple of these tongue depressors, but these are also going to be good, like if you need to, say, I don't know, immobilize a finger or something, because you can tie it down, and then that way, if you need to immobilize a finger, you can use those as a finger splint. It comes with 2 ice packs. Good to have for swelling. So far, I really am saying this is good for, like, just what they said, camping, car, hiking. We've got some sterile gauze pads. I don't really like how these are wrapped, but we have, looks like we have, it says it on here, but it should be different sizes, 5x5, 5x5, no, 5x5. So these are all 2x2, 8-ply sterile gauze pads. And then we have here, see, this packaging is really weird, but it's sterile, so that's good. These are 2x3 non-adherent pads. A 2x3 non-adherent pad, so we got 3 of those. Then we have We'll open that in a minute. Then here we have the big ones. These are 4x4. So we got two 4x4s, two 2x3s, and then we have 5 of these 2x2s. So, and I think there's a lot of better ways that this can be packed up, which is kind of what we're going to be doing. So, maybe not in this video, but let's see here. Let's see what we have in the line of bandages. All right. So, let me just look at the back here because it says. So there is 94 assorted bandages, various sizes, 38 adhesive okay, and then it breaks it down. So there's 38 0.7 by 3 inch, 32 by 2 by 0.7 inch, 12 3 by 1, 5 2 by 3.9, 5 fingertip, 4 knuckle. So, and in my experience, that's not enough fingertip or knuckle. But we're going to fix that. So, here we have the 3/4 by 2.5 inch. So 3/4 by 2.5 inch bandages. We got a good stack of those. And having a lot of these is good if you're in the field, you're on the move, because if you get a cut, last thing you want is to get dirt in it. So, and having different sizes is awesome. These are 1x3. So these are your 1x3 bandages. Just gave my wife a box of bandages the other day to keep out at her desk so that if she needs it. 3x3/4. So these are 3 inches by 3/4 of an inch. Still pretty good. So we got a lot of sizes for a lot of different cuts and scrapes, so that's good. These are your larger ones. These are 2x4. And it's like we just got 5 of those. 5 of those larger ones. I think we should probably add some more of those. I'm gonna see what's in this other Outer Banks and kind of combine it anyway. Yeah, so here's 5 fingertip. That's not nearly enough. And I'll explain why I don't think that 5 fingertip and what, 4 knuckle bandages is nearly enough of those. Then we have some more 3x3.25 and 3x3.25. So lots of good sizes. Obvious ones that are missing are the butterfly bandages, which you can use to, like, you know, seal like a longer cut. You can use that to seal that up. And not nearly enough finger or knuckle bandages. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because if you're outside and you're working, you're going to cut fingers, you're going to scrape knuckles. And as you're working, you're going to keep using those. So those Band-Aids are going to wear out. If you get a cut on your arm, you put a Band-Aid on it, that Band-Aid is going to last longer anyway than the ones on your knuckles, because you know your knuckles, you're moving them. And so the adhesive on those, and the fingertip ones, are always big anyway. But those ones, the adhesive's going to wear because it's just, you're using them. And I think that no kid puts enough of those in, I don't think. So, my opinion, but that's just what I think. So we got 5, 5, and then you got 2. You've got some triple antibiotic ointment in here. So it's good to have those so you can spread it without touching the wound. And you're not touching the package of antibiotic ointment, thereby contaminating the ointment as well on the package. So it's good. You can put the ointment on the Q-tip and then spread it on the wound, so that way you're not touching the wound with your dirty hands, or you're not touching the ointment to the wound. So let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as we got 5 triple antibiotic ointments. And with only 5, that's why I say you want to use the Q-tips to spread it so you're not contaminating it. All right, and it looks like here we got 1 burn gel. Is that it? Surely there's more. I think there's supposed to be more. It might just be in here somewhere else. This is alcohol prep pad. Alcohol prep pad. And then more alcohol prep pads. Looks like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15 alcohol prep pads. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 antiseptic wipes. Only 1 burn gel, and I think we're supposed to have 15 alcohol prep pads. We do 10 so yes, 5 ammo, just 1 burn relief. 5 cotton swabs, yep. So just 1 burn relief. I don't think that's enough either, but we can fix that. Then we have 4 nitrile gloves. Then we got those horrible plastic. Those ones are just terrible. I would probably put in more alcohol prep pads. We're going to put in more alcohol prep pads. And because they serve more than one purpose. Those suckers are highly flammable. So you can use the alcohol prep pads to clean wounds. You can also use it to help you start a fire. So it gives you a accelerant to add to your fire starting endeavors. So I don't think that's enough, but it's right. I got boxes, and I've got several hundred alcohol prep pads, so we have a lot of those. Because on top of this, I'm also working on making, I want to have a kit to put in the pack, but I also want to have one as I want to make a big family-size first aid kit for longevity. So, all right, so yeah, so that goes in there. We can put those in there, they'll fit. Then we have this little tiny roll of adhesive tape. That's not enough. So we're definitely need to add more adhesive tape. I don't think I can fit any more of these cold packs in, but I might try. And then we have the tongue depressors, splints. Then we have these horrible ones here. So those definitely going to have to go. But that's all the contents of this first aid kit. Again, I like the design. I kind of wish that it was red instead of blue. But I do like the design. And again, you can put a lock on here, or not even a lock, but like a carabiner to keep at least one of these closed. Because I think that if at least one of them is closed, it's less likely to pop open. But you put a couple carabiners on there, you can keep it secure so it doesn't open up in your pack, so it doesn't actually like slide open and pop. So, but a kit like this is good. You're kind of probably gonna want it towards the top or the front, and yes, it is large, but first aid kit is not something to be. First aid is not something to be taken lightly. Again, I'm not giving any first aid advice, but I think that having a good first aid kit is just a no-brainer. Band-aids, alcohol alcohol swabs, all good stuff to have. And this is the Outer Banks Provisions first aid kit, 150. They had one that was smaller, that was 175, and it was just, and I might pick that one up, but it's largely just bandages and like your prep pads and stuff. And it might fit in here. We'll see. But again, we have this one here, which I think I've actually used when I went hiking. I do like having one like this that's compact and small, but I think that I'll probably keep this one together. I'm not gonna scavenge that one, because that one, you can put that one on the outside so that you. No. What? There we go. I like having, a portable one as well. But something like this would be good, and like if you're gonna make a 72-hour bag. A lot of options. You don't know what's gonna happen, and I would probably stuff this a little. I'm gonna try to stuff this a little bit more. I'd like to get another ice pack in there, but I don't want to push my luck on it. So either way, this is a good option. I think for $12 you get a lot of good stuff in this. And you know, you go to the Dollar Tree and you can really outfit this. I put like more tape in there. I put like a roll of adhesive bandage in there. Or just a roll of a roll of bandage, so you can wrap stuff. Maybe more larger pads. Definitely more fingertip and knuckle bandages need to go in here. And then you need to replace that horrible plastic. Those things don't work. You need to replace it. Even like the tweezers that come with like this Gerber are better than that, right? You know, you got these little metal ones, but even these, you're gonna be able to pull stuff out better with these. So, yeah. So, but it's nice. I like it. I think this is a good buy. I would recommend picking up something like this because this is pretty expansive for your minor scrapes and stuff, and that's something that you definitely, you're not treating major wounds with this, but you're gonna be treating a lot more smaller wounds than you are major wounds anyway. So, but that's it. I like it. Outer Banks Provisions first aid kit. It's pretty good, 150 piece, and I like this case. It's gonna go good in our kit. Till next time, keep prepping.